Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining. Cecilia here, and my intention is to inspire you with art, to help you to improve your painting skills and to unlock your creativity. Finally, I finished the surface of this piece of furniture that you can see here. Like almost, I only have to add some fine lines here and there to fill the white spaces in between. But I completed the series of the 4 seasons or the 4 elements. And for today, I'm going to share with you how to paint fire. Again, it's a small painting, like 12 by 30 centimeters, of a fire and a falcon. I intentionally created a really warm and fiery painting with vibrant colors because I love the element fire, and the falcon is one of my favorite animals, and he's also assigned to the fire. So I think that matches perfectly, and yeah, it's just the image that popped up in my mind. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. I already sketched the scenery a little bit, so at the left side there is the flying falcon, and yeah, all across the painting is fire. As you probably know, we begin with another painting in acrylics, and the colors that we need for that are simply lemon yellow, orange, black, and cadmium red. We mix orange and a little bit of black to desaturate it, and also orange with a bit red and black. And really the color tone doesn't have to be perfect because we will paint over it with oils. Now we just want to lay out a solid foundation. Then we pick lemon yellow and paint the basic structure of the fire, like all the edges of the fire. And I would look at a photograph as reference and then try it out. Fire is really playful, so we make lots of little flames that are kind of intertwined, moving forward and backward, merging together and apart. After having painted all the edges, we fill out the rest with this pre-mixed orange, and also we dip the brush into the lemon yellow to make it even brighter at some spots. Downwards we paint some burning wood, and the background we paint in a reddish brown. Then we fill out the falcon, and for that I would definitely look at a reference photo. So we just mix brown, and you get that by adding more black to the orange, and then we have a basic color tone. The belly and the left wing are brighter, so we add a little bit white to it. And the right wing as well as the back and top of the head are darker, therefore we use just a normal brown tone we just mixed. So that is more than enough for another painting, and now let's get more into details with oils. For the first layer we mainly focus on blending. The colors that we need are white, cadmium yellow, pale hue, cadmium orange, cadmium red, black, raw umber, and raw sienna. We mix a little bit of white to the cadmium yellow just to make it a bit brighter and the paint itself more opaque. Then we add a little bit of brown to the orange to desaturate it, and also a bit white and yellow to make it brighter. First of all, we paint with our pre-mixed yellow over all these yellow edges we painted before. And then we pick the orange and fill out the rest of the flames, and here we really focus on blending and also pay attention to which part of the flame you want to have in the foreground and which one in the background. Then we mix the reddish orangey brown for the chopped wood, and also we're going to use it for the background. And at the very corner we add a bit more raw umber to have some kind of a glow around the flames. Afterwards, we paint a falcon and we mix 2 different brown tones, a brighter and darker one. But basically we mix raw umber with a little bit of white and raw sienna, and then we cut it in half and add to 1/2 more white and raw sienna. We set the colors as before. The right wing is darker, the left one brighter, and the whole belly is brighter as well. And we create a nice gradient and also add the shape of every single feather on the edge of the wing. Then we let this dry for 1 or 2 days before we continue with the second layer. After the surface is dry to touch, we are going to add the details. We begin with the falcon and we use the same colors as before. First, we create a gradient within the right wing, so the lower half is brighter than the upper half, and then we paint a pattern of little spots in the lower half, and in the upper half we paint every single feather. For that we use raw umber and we paint the lines to separate them and paint the middle of each feather brighter and of course blend it with the edge. The left wing is a little bit too dark, so we're going to mix the brown tone with white and paint over this area, but leave the edge like it is. For the feathers we use the same color as the edge and paint each stroke. Simultaneously we blend it with the brighter color and make the end darker. We're going to paint a pattern as well, like little sprinkles in an orderly way along the edge, and the feathers also have some little strokes that are parallel to the edge of the wing. The belly is also too dark, so we use the same color as we did before to brine the wing and blend it with the darker color of the back, head and tail feathers. The feathers are quite small and have like a triangle shape, so we paint them all across the belly. Of course, the falcon needs an eye and a beak. The eye is black with a yellow border and the beak gray, also with a yellowish ending. Then we paint some highlights here and there with a light brown and add details to the tail feathers. Again, they have a dark end and some strokes. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, let's move on to the fire. We want to bring more depth, and we do that by increasing the contrast within each flame. For that we use 3 basic different color tones: yellow, light orange and a darker orange. We mix them likewise. We add a little bit white to the cadmium yellow and a little bit brown to the orange to desaturate it, and then we add 1/2 more white and yellow to brighten it. We pick dark orange and paint the middle of the flames and also right next to the yellow strokes, because the areas that have the most light have also the darkest shadow right next to it. So we basically follow the yellow lines. We paint them with a bright yellow again and really add more details, and the closer we get to the middle of the flame, we blend it first with the brighter orange and then with the darker one. The logs are brown, but also a little bit of orange because they glow. We paint them more detailed, like little cracks and lines in there, and a bigger color contrast. Also, I go over the background again in order to improve the gradient and the transition of the flames. Last but not least, we paint with a bright yellow the very edges of the flames we want to highlight the most. In this way the contrast is even more visible. I paint first with white and then I do a really thin layer in yellow, because to me it seems that in this way it gets brighter because white sticks way better than cadmium yellow. And yeah, then we just refine everything until we like it. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and also let me know in the comments down below if you still have questions. I wish you a wonderful day, and until next time!